Hello, folks, and welcome back to EVE Online. So, I've done some merchanting. Sadly, it was sold. This finally sold. All of the Federation ammo I put up sold, but this hasn't been touched at all. It's been undercut. I put these up. I left some more of these at the station. They've been undercut. So as these. These haven't been, I don't know. But they're not at a trade hub, so they aren't really gonna sell. And this exists. So things aren't really going great. Up to a little while ago, I had, just shy of 4K. So, yeah. Oh, I have also gotten all these, and I gotten more stuff here. I'll also claim all of these while I'm here. Oh, beautiful. Select all. Yeah, redeem. I'd accidentally hit up some sightseeing. I logged in, I got 5k. I went to Jitta, I got 5k. I left Jitta, I got 5k. So I have a ton of extra skill points, and due to those other bonuses, now I'm on 50,000. And by the power of that, I will finish off accounting and be a fair chunk into. Jesus, I'll get most of the way through Battleship level 4. Galante Battleship level 4. Jesus.
Skill training completed.
That's nice. I do also need to get this. I'd love to have the money to just buy this and just, blast it down, but that's about the cost of my ship. The ship I'm looking for, so new. So now I'm gonna go do some missions. Apparently you can run, tier 4 missions with this. I suppose the only issue for me in doing that is I don't have tier 2 gear. A full tier 2 set. Also, I noticed just the sheer jump in CPU between these. Oi. Ship equipment, armor, and hull. What do I want to replace? Reactive armor hardener. Also, the skill here. Like thermal compensation. The reactive stuff. There's stuff I was seeing was saying that these actually apply to them as well. I imagined it wouldn't, but reactive hardener. Okay, reactive hardener. No. Capital. It really is the only one of its type. So can I use an energized one and a normal membrane and not receive a penalty? That would be nice. Hmm. Just got likes on social media. Travel and remote armor repair equipment use mute-adaptive technology to restore lost material with an escalating effect over time. This is achieved using specialized armor repair mutaplasmids as nanite feedstock for the remote repair projectors. As the armor repair mutaplasmid stream is able to adapt itself in real time to specific target ship conditions far more effectively than standard armor repair nanites. The efficiency of armor repairing performed by the nanite stream on a given target increased over time towards a maximal repair output. Jesus. Starts off at that and it just grows. Oh, this uses nanite repair paste. Hmm. So does it repair that much by tree? Jesus.
There is already something in that location.
I can't just switch it.
There is already something in that location.
Fine. If I got rid of that for a normal probe launcher, I could have them all active and it'll be fine. Because the issue was CPU and this. I'm tempted in giving him level 4 a try. Or actually, no. Oh, it's just this. I don't give a damn. Just thinking who would be good for me to hit up would be the faction that I'm doing industry with. Duval Laboratories. Yeah, if I could get my rep with this faction up, that would be good. What's this meant to mean? Storyline NPC, I guess? Alright, fine. You it is. Part of me's thinking I should head to Jitta and just trade this out.
Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Autopilot disabled. Warp drive active.
I should head to Jitta, win this, and just unload and just switch over to the other one, to the Ishtar, with what I have here. Might work, might not. Don't think it has as many slots. It is a faster ship. This is like meant to be like one of the slowest battle cruisers. It's been a while since I've done combat in this game, and display, you can hear me, you can hear the game, you can see my screen, I'm recording, 37, 38, 39, 40. Launch. Combat. Alright. Here comes some more. Really? Do you have to aim at them? Turn to drone bay. That's inactivatable. Oh, maybe it was this that gets the bonus from the other other trait things I was pointing out before. I don't remember. 4, 5. Launch drones. Sorry, I think I made a weird mouth noise a moment ago. I'll read that in a second. Just, could be that. Could be annoying. So. Let the probes attack who they want to. Serpentis Hidden Hideaway. The Serpentis Corporation was founded a few decades ago by V. Salvador Serpathy. At first, it was engaged in high-tech research, but with time, its ties to the underworld grew, and Serpentis research stations scattered in remote regions became notorious pirate havens. Serpathy made a deal with the Angel Cult Herald early on to provide protection for his operations. for stations. Protection for stations, and this duty was eventually taken on by the Guardian Angels. Both sides have prospered enormously from this deal. Serpentis.
A module has run out of charges.
Serpentis can operate in peace, and the Angel Cartel gets access to illegal research efforts of the Serpentis conglomerate. Starting to believe that Serpentis is the main developer and manufacturer of illegal neural boosters, especially since Serpentis' father is a renowned specialist in that field. The home of Serpentis is in the Phoenix constellation of the Fountain region. Oh great, even more are coming in. What ship are you in? It's a cruiser. Caracal. Okay. Don't really recognize that one. Scouts, hit whoever you want. Or drones. I was staring at the scout that we kind of just ignored and wandered away from. Come on, open fire on someone. And there's even more now. Okay, could we kill this guy off? I'm starting to feel bad for him. There we go. Jesus. Those explosion effects were kind of over the top. Okay, get to salvage. Oh, what's this? Oh, just them? Oh, okay. So now we just kinda gotta tidy up, and seems they forgot one of their drones. Could scoop to drone bay. Meh. They might come back for it. It's only an acolyte, but still. Someone posted a meme, and part of it was your waifus aren't real, with X's over different anime girls, and Speedwagon, JoJo, an X over their faces. Remember seeing people saying Speedwagon is best girl. I'm not really sure what brought that about, but I do quite like Speedwagon. For those who don't know, he's a character from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure named after a band or something. I don't know the details. I just know I know the character more than the music. But he was a thug in JoJo Part 1 who runs into Jonathan. Jonathan's maybe naive, but, you know, knight in shining armor kind of guy. So even though Speedwagon and his thugs came to kill him for walking into their territory, he went light on them. The dude's built like a brick shithouse. He could have easily killed them, but he didn't because he was there to save his father, not to take anyone away from theirs, or to separate, take anyone away from their family. And that earned Speedwagon's undying love. And so much so he's around in Part 2, helping with Joseph, the next JoJo. And he just seems like eternally devoted to Jonathan. So much so it seems like any one of Jonathan's descendants can just call this Speedwagon Foundation for assistance. He set up some foundation of research and development because he became an oil tycoon. And yeah, it just the amount of aid they get from the Speedwagon Foundation. It seems like they just have a Joestar division. Though I suppose, research and progress, it is useful given what they go up against. They just seem to draw the insane shit to them. Like, you know, if they're gonna go where they need, you know, how would you phrase it? You know, like reporters go where the action is. If they're gonna go where the, I guess, research is, it's a good idea to stick around them. You know, those guys. But anyway. But yeah, it is just his devotion and love for John is just sweet. And spoilers, shit was really going down towards the end of part 2 in Joseph's fight against the Pillarmen. And I was watching the dub with Mom. Actually, perfectly fine. Um, the voice acting is terrible. Or I remember, I'm not sure was it edited or something, but I remember watching a bit of English Cardcaptor Sakura, and my God, I don't think a chipmunk on helium gargling fucking razor blades would have been as bad to listen to. Like, sweet Jesus Christ. But anyway, I know Speedwagon Joseph's yet again risking his life, and Speedwagon's I can't lose you again, or some comment like that. And it's just like, ah. Yeah, Speedwagon is best girl. Doesn't matter. Guy, girl, he just wins best. But yeah, I've seen weird advice going around, and I can't disagree with it more. For people, if they're going to start JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, to start on part 3, fuck off. Don't. Start at part 1. Not only is that the starting point for the series, things will make more sense that way. You know? Well, I don't really know how's the best way to phrase it. It's not like there's like the story wraps up pretty neatly between parts, so it's not like it like concretely builds off it, you know. But there are connecting plot threads and ideas. Like, spoilers here. There's a villain from part 1. He appears in part 3. Joseph, the JoJo for part 2, grandson of Jonathan, JoJo for part 1, is in part 3 alongside his grandson. So, you know, it will make more sense and be better if you know these characters to begin with, you know. And like, he has Haman in part 3, but and uses it a bit. It's a minor thing, but he uses it. And if you haven't watched the other bits, you're not going to get an explanation for it. It's like life energy, and it's part of his breeding and all this. There's no explanation for it in part 3, so you'll be confused by that. If you've watched even 2, you'll get an explanation for it. But obviously, even better to watch part 1. It's like each part, in a sense, ups the ante. At least from what I've been seeing, the first 3 that I've seen so far, they up the ante. In part 1, it's suddenly there's magic, a weird mask, then I'm on. And then part 2 ups it again with the original mask, and even more Hamon. And, you know, part 3 brings in stands. So, again, ooh, bounty money, woo. Again, I don't get the skipping into a campaign thing. Well, not campaign. My mind, I'm addled today, so apologies. I don't get the whole skipping, like, you know, into, like, starting this mid-series, you know? Skipping the first bit. I don't get that at all. Regardless of what things making sense or not or whatever, it just doesn't. That itself doesn't make sense to me. You start at part 1, like, okay, you pick up a book, they don't have issue 1 of the comic, but you want to see what it's like at all. Sure, fair enough. But if you have access to part 1, why wouldn't you look at part 1, you know? So, like, you miss out on Speedwagon, miss out on some, I know, some great bits. Like, you know, Joseph gunning, you know, blasting the shit out of a vampire with a Tommy gun. That was fantastic, you know? But, yeah, I don't get skipping stuff. I kind of fumbled my words there heavily. Apologies for that. But you get my point. Skipping doesn't make sense to me. Like, if you're going to watch a series, you should watch from the first one. Just on principle, rather than anything else. And even beyond that, you miss some great moments. And the... You know... Like, imagine it's roller coaster. You don't want to just start midway through the roller coaster. You want to, you know, get the full ride of it, you know? So it's just weird. Anyway, warp to... no. Don't care. Let us head. But yeah,
warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
Excuse me. But yeah, I do quite like this show. But I don't get the recommendations of the people that think that you should skip to part 3. You should start at part 1 and work your way up. There's not that much there, you know? It's like 12 episodes for part 1, 12, 13 for part 1, then part 2 might be that again, or it could be 20 something. It's not much. I've seen a lot worse, trust me. Isn't there a few episodes of a few hundred episodes of One Piece? Like, Jesus. But I know One Piece passed chapter 1000 a while back, a month or two back, so it's 1002 now, or no, I don't check. I don't keep up to pace with One Piece. But yeah, it's. yeah, it's just you're doing yourself a disservice if you're skipping so much of the series.
Autopilot jumping.
How long have they had those things on the sides of Stargates? Because I don't remember them at all. I could have easily missed them, but how long have they had that? Anyway.
To Stargate. Warp drive
I'm terrible at
active.
articulating myself right now. My brain's a little dead. But yeah, it's a good show. I don't know why I would skip into it. You know.
Approaching Stargate.
Hey, can I borrow your ship for a bit? It's beautiful. But anyway, I really don't get that advice. And I think I remember seeing the person being very strident about it. Like, this is a good idea. Like, no. No, you numpty. It isn't. Like, you miss great things from part 1 and part 2. You know, you miss Jonathan. You miss younger Joseph. You miss Caesar, his friend. You miss Baron Zeppeli from part 1. You miss Speedwagon. You miss great things. You get to see younger Dio.
Active.
And get to see what an utter piece of shit he was when he was a kid, too. Poor dog. Yeah, he's shitty to a dog. Ugh.
Approaching Stargate.
Made me want to strangle him right there and then. I knew what would happen later on. I'd spoiled a bit of this series on myself already, but God, that made me. You know, that was enough. I wrote him off. Beyond, forget it, and now it's just like, fuck you. Obviously, I'm not saying that part 3 doesn't have great bits in it. It does. It has its own great bits, but you're missing out on so much more great bits. Like other great bits. If you're skipping 1 and 2, you know? Get a more complete image and feel of the setting, blah, you know?
Autopilot jumping.
I'm not really sure how to make an argument for it or properly articulate it, or if I am or not, because it's so antithetical to me. Antithesis? Anathema? To me? The alternative? I don't even know how to argue against it. So, yeah.
Approaching Stargate.
Someone shared a 4chan post I remember seeing ages back. Not 4chan, Tumblr. There's nothing sweet and savory about the rotting carcass of a chicken twisted and crushed with cruelty. There's nothing delicious about blood-mouthed carnist food. How does it feel knowing that your stomach is a graveyard? About a fucking KFC sandwich. Fun fact, never a KFC. Remember walking in there once to give Mum a drink? They didn't have the exact thing she wanted, so I was like, never mind, and left. Uh, I'm sorry. People was like, I'm sorry, but you inadvertently wrote the most metal description of eating a chicken sandwich in the history of mankind. My stomach is a graveyard. No living being can quench my blood thirst. I swallow my enemies whole, especially if they're Kentucky Fried.
Warp drive active.
They're all written all in caps. Kentucky Fried Death. Shredding guitar solo. Death growls. Alternatively, there's a song I remember hearing by Undead Corporation. They've done two remixes, and one was "Killing Me If You Can," and the guy does straight out pig squeal sounds instead of death metal growling. He does fucking pig squealing. Because that's what he's decided to do. It's insane, but yeah. What's this?
Autopilot jumping.
Oh yeah, that. But yeah, that metal pig squealing. So yeah, go listen to that. Undead Corporation, Killing Me If You Can. Make sure to get the one with actual lyrics. I think there's just a music version floating around.
Approaching station. Docking permission requested. Docking permission requested.
Very nice. Someone posted art of the redhead from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Xenoblade. Xenoblade? I don't know. Xenoscum! Johann 1754. So, yeah. Very nice art of her in her swimsuit. Event security. What? Eve Online. I've typed in DVD online. Shit. Not Eve. Eve Online. Event. Mission Agent. Oh, Jesus. Oh, apparently you needed to have eight or more standing to install a jump cone with a place. Event agents were a great way of grinding standing because of that. Because of well, for that, because they gave great rep. Sadly, a site that had information on it is down, but apparently most offer missions that can only be completed once. No, even University is not on them. Yeah, there's next to no information about these. Let's take a look. More Quafe, please. For you, my friend, there's always something. The Quafe Corporation factory in Iran is in constant need of more hydrogen batteries, of which they use for some of the reactors. If you're up for it, then I'll like you to transfer some of the batteries to them before our deadline runs out. Be on time. The use of hydrogen batteries has become an international standard both in industry and in the public domain, particularly common power supply and off-road habitats such as power stations. Jesus. I wish I had my other ship here. Decline. Oh. No. Fine. Thank you and good luck. Alright, let's go do it right now. Oh, if it gives me good rep with Duval, then
Autopilot engaged.
wow, that's all you can hope for, ain't it?
Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping.
1.06. Well, I got a bit of rep grinding to do. Hopefully this really does give a fair chunk.
Warping to Stargate. Warp drive
Oh yeah,
active.
it's jumping. And even though there's Concord territory, Concord doesn't have any agents. Apparently they used to have agents previously, but since Concord has positive relations with every faction, you could gain rep with Concord, so you were positive with all the empires, rather than having to do any juggling act or, cutting losses and the like.
Approaching Stargate.
Think there may have been other shenanigans, so they got rid of them, apparently. Oy, it's annoying.
Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate.
We should just activate it automatically. Oy. Make me play less.
Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate.
Ooh, did something sell? Ah, fuck you, journal. Just sell, damn you! Especially you. I was looking to lower the price, drop it down to maybe 120. But Jesus, I could not afford that. Like, at the time I had just under 4,000 quid to my name. Couldn't afford to actually lower. You have to pay a large price to do so. May just have to leave them up and hope they sell sometime in the next 3 months.
Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate.
Wow. Now that's a grand edifice. Nice.
Autopilot.
I can't do it anymore. Oh.
Warping to station. Warp drive active.
Ooh, you have a very high shooting. Really? Un momento. Hey, folks, and I'm back. Let's get back into it.
Warp drive active. Autopilot engaged.
Go.
Autopilot disabled.
Rogue drones. You have located the ruins of an old station. The structure, once magnificent, is now only a barren, airless derelict. Its halls home to nothing but mechanical malevolence. Oh. Okay. Wow, security level 5. Jesus. Must have done a lot of grinding.
Autopilot engaged. Warping to station. Warp drive active. Approaching station.
Someday I'll get here. What's this? Overview
Docking
profile.
Requested. Docking request accepted. Docking permission requested. Autopilot disabled.
Well done. I heard Richard Rovan has something to offer you, so stop by his office, will you?